નમસ્કાર. માફી ઈચ્છું છું, થોડા લેટ છે. આજે 7-8 મિનિટ શેડ્યુલ ટાઈમ કરતા, અને આમ જોવા જાવ તો 11:15નો જે ટાઈમ છે. સોરી, this is English live, so I'm sorry we are late by 7 minutes of the scheduled time of 2:30, and otherwise we are late today almost by 11:15 to 12:15 to 1:15 to 2:15, almost 3.5 hours. There have been some technical glitches today, the kind of things which we are doing with AI, and that's the reason we were not able to, uh, I mean, address to the timing. We apologize for that. So, friends, welcome to the hashtag DLG plus two dispatch, and a live session of that in English language, of course. And let's start. Let's start as to what's happening in the world, what's happening. I mean, it was a good weekend, no doubt about it. I was traveling. I was a little busy traveling, but it was a good weekend. And let's start with. I mean, it's almost 2:38, so markets would be largely on the verge of closing. Let's take a look at where the Sensex, and I'll just on the fence. So I'm feeling a little hot. I've kept everything open. Sensex now. There would be a little voice of this fan, but that's okay. So Sensex and Nifty. Let's see what's happening with Nifty. Nifty now, and here we go. Yeah, let's take a look at. Okay, so let's understand. Okay. So let's take a look at Sensex now. We'll share screen of Sensex, and here we go. So Sensex has improved, and why this improvement is seen? Despite the fact that the geopolitical conditions are not in favor, the oil price is, I mean, rising. The rupee has obviously it has kind of dented today. It has gone down by another 55 paisa. We'll see that as we scale on the slides forward. But what has been the reason for the performance of Sensex? It's 0.08 percentage if you see otherwise today. So a kind of very flattish, improvement, no doubt about that. But one of the reasons why this flat improvement is seen today in Sensex is because there has been a IT-led rally after the TCS results. That's what the analysts hinting at. Of course, there have been tensions in the Strait of Hormuz, the oil prices, the sliding rupee, but somewhere the value buying has happened because of the TCS-led IT rally and some sectoral drags. Some other sectors like real estate and all these sectors, largely the real estate sector stocks, mainly the financials, metals, these have remained under pressure. But still, the indices have somewhere improved. We're talking this now, right? It's 241. Market is largely going to be closed very soon. So this is the scenario. Let's take a look at Sensex now, and I shut down this screen and we go at the Nifty. We saw Sensex. Let's go at Nifty. So Nifty equally has improved 0.05 percentage, 114.35 points kind of an improvement, 24.2 to 1.25. And largely, as I said, these were the reasons why the indices have been performing today, despite of the conditions which are not favorable to the market. So I mean a flattish curve. So markets are trading flattishly. That's what largely it is. So let's take a call as to what's happening in the world. I'll stop sharing this slide, and we'll go ahead on the other window and we'll see as to what is happening in the world, what's happening in other territories. And here we go. As soon as I take a look at those slides, here we do the things, and here we are. So what is happening from the world desk? What's the news? It's mainly about the Middle East escalation. US launches more strikes on Iran, and standoff over Strait of Hormuz escalates. Fresh strikes, yes, that's a fact. IRCG has hit the air bases in Kuwait, Jordan, Bahrain. US says Tehran doesn't control Strait of Hormuz. That's a kind of new debate now. And military bases in Jordan, Bahrain, and Kuwait have been struck by IRGC. That's the Iranian Republic Guards. And U.S. missile rained down on Iran in as the Middle East tension explode. CENTCOM shares the videos of whatever missile strikes have happened. Chaos returns to Middle East. Oil prices jumped 4% in US-Iran exchange strike. So I mean, it's we are back into that oil-driven inflation curve. Trump says Strait of Hormuz is open despite conflicting US-Iran claims. So actually, what is happening? Nobody understands. The fight is there. Strait of Hormuz is open, not open is a big debate. And in US politics and leadership, uh, I mean, Trump's ally Lindsey Graham died after aortic rupture. So the health news largely speak what is this aortic dissection, basically, and Graham died because of that. Graham's death highlights the power shift and the new question: what's coming next in Washington? Graham died in aortic dissection. Medical examiners say. McGovern says he was hospitalized due to a fall. He got pneumonia, and that's after that. This is how it is. In Asia and other geopolitical hubs, China cries fall after 14 nations, including Japan, reject Beijing's South China Sea claims. And after weeks out of sight, Iran Supreme Leader Moshtaba Khamenei makes first public appearance next week. Markets and economy, United States dollar index holds above 101.00 amidst the Middle East tension. So dollar is becoming strong, no doubt about that. Oil prices jump 4%. Obviously, if the oil prices jump, dollar has to become strong. Around the world, at least 27 killed as fire breaks out in a pub in Bangkok. Thailand fire horror, at least 27 dead. That's the report which is coming from the Bangkok pub tragedy. And Typhoon Bavi weakens as a tropical storm as it slams into the eastern China. So this is largely the news from the world. We'll take a call on what's happening in India now. So what's the news buzzing in India? So on the India front, the rupee falls 39 paisa. That's what I said, 95.77. It was 95.32 something on Friday. Now it's 95.77 today. CM Omar Abdullah to BJP. Should I ask Donald Trump for Jammu Kashmir statehood? That's something now. The statehood demand for Jammu Kashmir is picking up. And these are the headlines. Over Union Minister's Satluj stance, Punjab BJP leaders stay in limit bar. So Satluj, which is a movie which is there on Z5, which has been removed from Z5, and now this movie is being shown in Gurudwara in towns. And there is a lot of political slugfest amidst Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, BJP, everybody. If not in Delhi, then where? Omar Abdullah announced a statehood protest on July 20. Omar Abdullah accuses BJP of backdoor politics, failing J&K by stalling restoration of statehood. India's foreign exchange reserve increases USD 7.26 billion on higher FCAs and gold. And India raises WTO concern over legal framework of proposed e-commerce agreement. Mumbai jewelry firm has filed a police complaint over alleged 5.80 crore gold fraud by a manager. And I mean, the same news of Omar Abdullah largely. And CDS Subramani to seek approval for theatre commands from Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. That's how it is. And Khila Hobe Divas now, Ayushman Divas, BJP's tit for tat answer to Didi. This is the politics in West Bengal. Oil contram on India's energy imports from Russia. So this is a piece which is making rounds. It's being read a lot. World Bank backs India's rooftop solar plant with US almost 890 million funding. And Ghodbandar Road traffic, that's from Mumbai Update. MBMC to repair potholes at Gaiguk Ghat. So these are the news which are making headlines in India, which is the kind of most read headlines today in India. If you see from the business desk, what's happening on the business front? On the business front, the market outlook, Sensex falls 600 points, Nifty 24K fresh. So this was basically of the Friday, but today, I mean, there is a significant improvement. TCS announced a new global business units amid AI-led transformation, and stocks to watch mainly were HCL Tech, Avenue Supermarts, Indigo, NTPC, Airtel. Economy and policy dalal streak week ahead of Q1 earnings. Inflation, oil prices, US Fed chair washes testimony, and of course the Strait of Hormuz and the West Asia tensions 2.0. Bank of Japan may raise growth forecast, it maintains vigilance in inflation risk. That's what the commentary is coming from the Bank of Japan. That's been one of the most read pieces in business space today. New power policy draft may reach cabinet in August. This is what is likely to happen in the power sector and global economy. Soaring housing cost poses threat to the global financial stability. Of course, the real estate sector, the way prices are rising, that is, of course, I mean, but I see long term, the real estate may not be into action much because with this Gen Z, the way they are going, with their own caravans and everything, I think they'll be staying over there. They'll be living within the nature. That's my understanding. Weekly forex forecast. That's what is seen largely. And gold price forecast is also being read the most among the forex and commodities reports. And fund market analysis, large cap funds no longer the best beat. That is added by CIO, the Chief Information Officer. Pradeep Bhattacharya explains why flip caps may win. That's what he flexi caps may win. That's what he's telling. And energy and infrastructure, Siemens Energy India plugging into India's electrification super cycle. And jobs future at work, why recruiters can't find workers and new grades can't find a job. So that's a kind of edit piece, I think, pointing piece. Key takeaways: volatility persists amid geographical tensions, inflation concerns, and policy shift. Focus on earning, energy price, AI-driven transformation, and structural reforms. This is the key takeaway from the from the business things happening today. Let's take a look at science and technology desk. What's happening on the science and technology front? So, yeah, Army eyes one-way Desi drones with 1,000 kilometer strike envelope, and where is Zcash and WorldCoin price headed amid the Bitcoin losing stream? So this is the news which is happening in that space. iPhone 7 shorted deepen as shoppers race to buy before the expected price rise. And sunlight on demand. US approves controversial space mirror satellite despite concerns. I mean, what is going to happen to nature? We don't know. I think this was a part of some plot of some Bond movie. I understand. So how they'll mirror and how they'll reflect the sunlight. So there would be no night probably in some areas. Let's see how this happens. India's biggest AI bet actually is electricity, what the new report reveals. Very true. I mean, it's energy and water, no doubt about that. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra tip to use Snapdragon 8. That's the news which is there. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, he warns of reverse information paradox facing businesses in AI. And that's true. That's very true. The way I am experiencing it today, the way we were late today, because that paradox is there. I mean, you instruct something and it gives you something on its own, which you don't want. You want basically something which is instructed, and that's how it has to generate the output. Any which ways, iPhone 18 Pro release date, Apple's strategic choice can defeat rivals. iPhone 16 gets over 18,000 discount on Flipkart. That is what the news is all about. And top three predictions for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. That's also being read the most. 25 years old building India space plane. And extended solvents come. So these are some news about the chemistry and science and technology, and some news about the deals happening on Flipkart and other places. So let's take a close look from there to what's happening in sports, entertainment, and miscellaneous news. Here we go in a sports Wimbledon final. Sina outclasses ever to retain the All England crown. England versus India women test 3 days updates as it happened, and Brendan McCullum fired as England test coach continues with limited overs teams, and CSK part ways with Stephen Fleming, Hemang Badani in the fray to join the setup. That's the news. From entertainment front, Dhamal 4 box office collection day 2 Ajay Devgan's film crosses 50 crore mark worldwide. Lenin box office collections day 2 Akhil Akini's record 14% jump, and Loud Ika and these courtroom thrillers to your watch list. So there has been a this news is being read the most probably, in the entertainment space. The ODC cleared without CBSE without cuts gets a certificate. I mean, the cast of ODC was there in one of the cafes in Bombay to have a Irani chai and a maska bun, and that visual has gone viral everywhere. I mean, on social media handles, on probably the media pages everywhere. So you should see this, no doubt about that. And Satlaj takedown explained why CBFC certification matters. Who decides the scene cuts? So the row which is going on Sattler, that's they've tried to give an explanation why the CBFC certificate matters. Miscellaneous MP's biggest online trading scam. 70-year-old CA issued. I mean, he loses 21 crore in crypto investment funds. That is in cryptocurrency. And why India's education system gets poor marks from millions of students. Price of water is not about economics; it's justice. That's what it is. That's the court order which is being read the most. After repeated losses, Maharashtra farmer grows drumsticks, now earns 25 lakhs. So the drumsticks business is picking up. That's what it is. Secretly recording spouses calls without consent, violation right to privacy, inadmissible in divorce. That's a thing which is happening in the legal space. So this is largely from the sports and entertainment desk. Let's take a call as to what's happening in the Gujarat, in the state of Gujarat, my home state. So politics, there is news from politics and governance and public policy, business, economics, infrastructure, technology, AI, digital economy, crime, law, public safety, education, environment, wildlife, climate, agriculture, rural economy, urban development, heritage, civic affairs, industry and trade, disaster management, relief, special issues, culture, tourism, human interest. So what's happening in the? I mean, if I take a look, a close look, these are little more news because the weekend pack was there. So Gujarat CM takes a historic decision to holistic development of state's newly constituted municipal corporations. He holds interaction with the students of Banaskantha under back to school mission. Uh, Amit Shah inaugurates 101 oxygen parks in Ahmedabad, and Amit Shah and Bhupendra Patel they do some tree plantation, Haryali Lok Sabha, Gandhinagar Lok Sabha campaign. And central footprints on urban planning back, Gujarat model focus at a conclave on union government's UCF scheme and lessons from Gujarat model for development. These are the news largely from the policy governance and public policy in business, economy and infrastructure. Gujarat Pipavav ports Q1 container volumes. It has rise by 2.4 percentage on a YOY basis. Advait Energy secures almost 251 crore power infrastructure products in Gujarat. After chip fabs, Gujarat turns focus on semiconductor supply chain, and Gujarat's big bet on AI data centers aims for 6 lakh crore investment and 7.5 gigawatt capacity. Why is Gujarat betting 6 lakh crores on data centers? That has been a kind of an explainer. And 40,000 crore burden may hit bullet train project. Authority tells Gujarat High Court. That's how it is. So the project authority has told this to Gujarat High Court. Technology and digital Gujarat's IIT opens 7 new schools, strengthening AI-focused teacher education. That's the Indian Institute of Teaching and Education in Gandhinagar. Gujarat's big bet on AI data center, that's what we have talked. And hackers exploit software fraud to steal 7.35 crores from the Gujarat bank that is in Bhavnagar. Crime, law, and public safety. Gujarat's businessman held for sexually abusing daughters and minor nieces. This has happened in Talara near in the Gir Somnath district. And mother of 9 killed husband after he finds her with a lover in. So these are the crime news largely. Gujarat police bust cyber gang for supplying bank accounts with a bulk mode facility, and 4 police personnel suspended for negligence of following attack on a SMC team in Veraval. 5 Gujarat ATS officers get Coast Guard honor for Mundra cocaine seizure. 26 tons of phenyl adulterated with chemicals color seized from Mehsana district. And hackers exploit the software. That's what we already said. Education. This news is making rounds. Environment and climate change education. You can see what the news is. This news has been largely talked about, so I will not repeat this. And environment and wildlife, hot humid weather, persists as the rain stays away. 11-year-old boy killed in lion attack during the Girnar pilgrimage. This has been one of the shocking incidents, one of the most talked incidents. Lion snatches a boy 11-year from hill in Gujarat. Mauls him to death in the forest. And the traces of that human were found in the lion vomit. So obviously, this is, something very disturbing. Lion drags away 12 years old, tracking at Gujarat temple. Route closed. Amit Shah inaugurates 101. This is what we talked about. Morbi fire destroys 42 crore groundnuts. Why Gujarat's peanut warehouses are prone to fires. And almost 26 tons of phenyl adulterated. This is in agriculture and rural policy. Urban development, heritage, civic affairs. Gujarat hardlocked the state capital. Indora Fort said to rise from ruins. Central footprints on urban planning back, that's how it is, and decision to development municipal corporation, cultural tourism, human interest. From Gujarat to Center Court, the Indian link behind Wimbledon's iconic towels. That's what we talked already in our past lives. So industry and trade, yes, Surat's Gujarat Deputy CM vast train at Pandesra. He has visited that area, Millennium Textile Market, directs official to resolve industrialist issue, and largely these are the news. Disaster management relief. Gujarat Deputy CM visits the rain hit Pandesra. This is how it, CM Harsh Sanghvi distributes financial assistance to flood affected families in Surat. And social issues. Teacher sends class 7 student to fetch liquor during the school hours in dry Gujarat. And Gujarat teacher arrested for sending class 7 student to buy a liquor in a school hours. Teacher suspended. So these are the news which are largely making news from Gujarat. Let's take a look at what's happening on the weather space. And in the weather space, as we can see, here we go on the weather space. In the weather space, as we can see, it's heat wave, hot weather, wildfires, emergencies, flash floods, weather forecast, largely across the world. And you can see this news, so I'll not go much about it into detailing. I'll keep it for a while. Industry, I mean, naturalists flock at Nudist Beach in Hampshire as the heat wave bets down. Nicole Kidman turns heads in all-white power suit at summer floods and UK heat wave. The 11 tips reduced, I mean, real timetables, heat wave conditions. So heat wave has affected a lot of things, I mean, in Europe. And wildfires mainly in Wales because of heat waves. Hazy host, humid climate. I mean, this is thunderstorm warnings basically, and flash floods are there basically in several areas in West. Flash floods cause widespread destruction in Daimar and Karakoram highway closed. So this is about India. And businesses in city center flood. So this is largely about the weather conditions prevailing in India. I'll stop sharing the slide over here. I'll be back with my full-fledged screen. Yeah, so today we were late. I'm sorry for that. I think we'll be in time from tomorrow. There are some technical glitches, on the AI things which we were doing basically. So on a larger scale, this is all about the Dateline Gujarat live today, what we have talked about. And I think, yeah, this makes the headlines, most read headlines of the world today in India and what's happening in Gujarat, weather, sports, entertainment, everything. So that's the news. And I think we'll end it over here. It's almost been 21 minutes, 22 minutes. So with your constructive suggestions, criticism, whatever it is, do share your comments on this and do keep on watching us. Thank you for watching us. And the way Amitabh Bachchan said, always in Kyaun Banega Crorepati, please do take very good care of yourself. Thank you.